Coming up now, the very latest news from Pattaya and Thailand via the fabulous Pattaya Media Group. Please like and subscribe. It helps us and it helps you too. Their Majesties the King and Queen of Thailand have afforded royal patronage to the British cave expert, who was an integral part in the rescue of the Wild Boar boys football team from a flooded underwater network of caves 7 years ago. Now 70 years old, Vernon Unsworth, here married with children, is currently in hospital in the north with a chronic lung infection, believed to have resulted from pneumonia. Said to be in stable condition, Unsworth's illness was reported to local authorities, who passed the information up the ranks, seeing him both remembered and recognised for his service to the nation. Michael Caine is famous for openly wanting to blow the bloody doors off in a famous movie, The Italian Job, that saw his team overdo the explosives. Here in the south of Thailand, armed men set explosives at an ATM outside a university entrance. The 4 to 6 man armed team worked stealthily to cover each other as they placed the device before remotely operating it and causing a loud explosion just before 1 in the morning. Noisy for sure, and smoke galore, but once the cloud cleared, they discovered that they'd undercalculated and the machine was more or less still intact. The gang fled the scene. 2 guards in the university raised the alarm after managing to untie themselves, having been previously secured, and chances are that they may not be caught, having worn black outfits and masks, but will be less rich than they planned. And when a Buriram man fitted rings to his privates, he didn't, it seems, notice that there was an inordinate swelling until it was too late for him to remove them. Emergency services were called, and they couldn't pull them off either, leaving him instead as the local hospital, where a small angle grinder was used to relieve him of his pain. Meanwhile at home, and Patty's infamous landmark, the unfinished Waterfront condo building at Bali High, is again in the news this week, as City Hall has stated that it's waiting to see if the Land Department will revoke the title deeds. For over a decade, the debacle continues over the high-rise, described by some locals as Pattaya's carbuncle on an otherwise beautiful lookout point, and others as an investment that went horribly wrong, with it confirmed by local authorities that a part of the area covered by the deeds is essentially public land and not private property. The continued issue has been the issuance of building permits, and claims subsequently the previous developers, now long since gone from the site, had built to a different model than those in their plans. Now a hulk, deemed dangerous and guarded for public safety to keep people out, lawyers and mediators have struggled to try and resolve the issue, and simply put, the building is unlikely to ever disappear, so it's more likely that someday it will be finished in one way or another. This is City Hall will consider a modified building permit application if the Land Department doesn't revoke the deeds. Were the deeds to be revoked, however, then a massive lawsuit may face the city and its planners. A young 12-year-old schoolboy visiting the city was drastically injured whilst crossing Pattaya North Road yesterday. This as he walked, so a motorbike being ridden by a mechanic on a test ride crashed into the lad, seeing both lose their lives. A treacherous spot for road crossing even for adults, and with no pedestrian crossing nearby, CCTV from the area was due to be studied by police. And when a Thai man engaged the services of a local maiden whom he met in the pub, taking her to a short-time motel, the last thing he was expecting was her boyfriend would turn up. He did. Amid suggestions that the woman had called him and gave him the location, police discovered him battered and bruised. There's not much in the way of CCTV at the motel for obvious reasons, but what there is has been handed over, in the hope that the duo can be identified. And with the Met Office promising highs today of 30 degrees, dropping now to 24, a cloudy day with a chance of rain, the real feel, a muggy one, of 37. Local and national news today from Fabulous 103 FM and Fabulous Pattaya Media Group. And to get a notification every time we release another bulletin or program, like and subscribe to our channel, Fabulous Pattaya Media Group, by using the link below.